Hi everybody, this is Sandra from Sandra's Beatery, and today I've got a little video for from a haul that I got at the Fair in Costa Mesa, California. They have it approximately 2 to 3 times a year. They used to have it seemed like every 3 months or so, but now it's gotten to be about a couple times a year. So anyway, the last time I was there was the end part of last year, was the last one I was able to go to. And they had a new vendor there. Finally, they had a wonderful vendor of African glasswork that was just stunning. He took like a whole end part of the floor of the whole aisle. That's how much stuff he brought with him. It was just incredible. But anyways, I'd like just to show you what I got from him. So first of all, these rings. Look at oh my gosh, you guys. Look at these rings. They're just beautiful. These are all handmade, by the way. Everything, and excuse me, these were from Ethiopia, he said. These, look at the hole on that. I mean, they're literally just rings. You could make like a whole chain link with these, make a whole chain and make these little connectors. You could do a little bracelet, any type of connectors you want to make with these. You totally do anything. Drop a bead in the middle, make earrings, would be stinking cute. But how beautiful are these? Look at that. Just stunning. And look at the length. Look at the length that I mean, you don't get a little bit, you get a whole lot of it. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. That's beautiful. Love, love, love. Then I haven't seen pink ones like this. Look at the beautiful color of pink. And the cool part is, you guys, is these are not coated, they're not colored, they're not anything. They are actually this color of glass. Now, I don't know how they do this, but I do know, I have watched many of videos of how they, aren't those gorgeous, of how they actually do all of their glass work in Ghana, Ethiopia, and all different parts of Africa. And it literally blows me away. If you guys ever want to see something super fascinating on how they make these, not just these, but like all the African glass, you really should go on YouTube and search for African glass made something like that, however you want to, yeah. But it's just amazing. And they'll show you all the different ways. And they've got, they also have a video or several videos of one of the little towns that has, I believe it was Ghana, that has like a whole street just of nothing but vendors of all their different types of glasses that they make, some small, some big, whatever. But it's just, but the way they make all their glasswork is unbelievable, you guys. I mean, you talk about hard work. I mean, they're outside in the heat, and they got these ovens that they made by themselves with their own hands out of clay and mud and dirt and everything, straw or whatever. And it's just incredible. And the way they'll take like little seed beads and melt into other glass to make the designs on beads, and hand paint. A lot of women and men hand paint every single little bead sometimes. It's just incredible. Look at those. Talk about a lime green. That is beautiful. I love that color green. That's my favorite color. Excuse me. Look at this cobalt blue. Oh, just stunning. Just so beautiful. I definitely will be opening these strands, and I definitely want to be selling some for sure. Because that's a lot. I mean, I wanted some of my own, but man, that's a lot. This will last me a lifetime, I'm telling you. Aren't those gorgeous? And then the maroon red. Oh my gosh, look at that. Just stunning. Colors are just beautiful. Excuse me if you hear that noise in the background. It's my fan going, and I've got my air conditioning in the living room because it is like going to be 85 to 90 degrees today here in sunny California. Yeah. But I'll have a heat stroke if I don't have the fan on. I can't even function. Look at these baby beauties. Aren't those beautiful? Now, when I saw these, I was like, that's just happy in a bead. That is just happy all rolled up into a bead. Look at the blue and the green and the yellow. I mean, what? You could even do the dark green too. Look at that. How stunning would that? Who cares? Throw red in there. You could. There is no rules, no limit. I mean, throw pink in there. Who cares? It all looks so beautiful together. I mean, look at that. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah, that just said, I'm happy. I'm happy to be a bee. These are gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. I don't even know why I even say that, but they are. How stunning are these? Now, this is a good example of how they'll take like white little pieces of glass or even little seed beads sometimes, and they will melt it into the color of the glass. And that's what forms all these little patterns and stuff. Aren't those unbelievable? Just, oh my gosh. Every color in the rainbow there. Look at that. These have a little bit of a smaller hole, but that's still about, I would say, a 2 to 3 millimeter. Just stunning. I don't know if I've ever seen this particular kind. I mean, every vendor and everybody online has different stuff, so it's, you know, when you look, I guess. You guys, what just happened? When I saw these, I was like, ooh, those have to come home with me. Look at that. And you know what's really cool, you guys? Coming up for 4th of July, this would make a beautiful little necklace or a bracelet or earrings. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. I mean, they're so vivid, it's unbelievable. Just gorgeous. And then I'm going to put these back just a little bit because I've got the metal stuff. So they call this white metal. It's made from different types, but it's the weirdest thing. It doesn't really tarnish much. Like it'll last for a long time. It's crazy, but it's amazing. And it feels so nice and cool. But every single one of these beads, just like the glass ones, are made by hand. Even the metal ones are formed by hand. So the thing I love about the African glass and metal and stuff, everything, is because they're so organic. That's what I love about it. It's like, yeah, these are all handmade. I mean, by some hard-working people. I'm telling you, I love it. Look at these brass beads. Oh my goodness. You see that? That's organic. That is formed by each individual little hand. I'm telling you. It just amazes me. But they're so beautiful in a necklace as a spacer or even as a focal point to put that like in the middle of something, you know, like maybe 3 to 5 of those or something like that, or in between a bead for like your focal point of your bracelet or even necklace too, you know, or earrings. Look, I mean, they're a statement in themselves, right? Just gorgeous. So I couldn't stand it. I had to get like different varieties of the copper because he had really good prices for all of his metals. Well, everything. I mean, they're average, but he had a little bit better prices, I have to say, than the last vendor that I bought stuff from at the gym fair, which only had a limited supply. And maybe that's why, who knows? I mean, you know, to each your own. But yeah, this guy had just quantities and quantities and tables, like it had mountains full of beads. These are, by the way, are called wedding beads. And they come in different sizes and sometimes even round, he told me. Just beautiful. Then I got the smaller version. Look at those. How cool. You should feel how nice and cool they feel too on your hand. Just beautiful. So there's just little tiny ones. These are about a 3 to 4 millimeter. then you've got the 2 millimeter little squares. Again, I can't even reiterate how unbelievable, like each and every bead is handcrafted by hand. It's just amazing. It's just, oh, yeah. I love the square though, right? They literally like get the glimpse of light off, it bounces off of them. Love it. And then the last thing I got from this stand was the brass, copper and the brass and the white metal. It's just beautiful. See, on these you could actually look at this, how they're even, look at that, how they're folded together, and actually look at that, just melted together to seal it. It's just, I mean, these aren't machine done, people. These are all by hand, each individual piece. This is painstaking. Like, it's just, I appreciate more. I really do, because I've seen the way that they've made their stuff and everything, and it's just incredible. So, to show you, every video I want to start doing like the bracelets that I made from a specific thing or whatever. So this was some beads that I had purchased from Dakota Stones, I believe. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm right. Years ago. But every single bead has a little curvature to it so that it fits around your wrist perfect. It's not squared off and straight, so it, you know, it goes at an angle, but it fits perfectly, and just, I mean, it doesn't even feel like I have anything on my wrist. That's how amazing they feel. And then I put some little wooden beads to match these. But this is what I was saying. These are all, every one of these beads are hand painted individually. And it could be like 3 people, you know, painting. So one, and you could have like a whole strand of these, and they could be a little different even, you know, depending on like if you're going to, if somebody's doing it for a while, then the next person takes whatever, but, or from a different, you know, stand or something. But it's just, they hand paint all these. So anyways, I love these. So I just put it on a piece of leather, copper leather, and then I took a coconut shell, what's that called? A button. button, who's got the button? See, that side wasn't finished, but this is how it came. I bought a jar of these, of different types and stuff, and it's just really nice. It wears really comfortable too. This little fella, I mean, look at, does he not just want to make you smile and laugh your butt off? You know, it's just every time I see his little face, I love it. Okay, so this is made out of bone, hand carved out of bone. This was bought from a different vendor at the Faire, who sells a lot of bone and shell and lamp work. Oh, she's got beautiful lamp work stuff, you guys. I'm gonna have to videotape it next time I go. I'm not kidding you. It's just amazing. And also check glass she sells. So then I just took a little spacer, added that to it with a piece of wire, wrapped that around, and then I took 2 straps of leather, and I did 2 different colors because I'm just a wacky person like this. Light on top, dark on the bottom, and on this side it's dark on the top and light on the bottom, just complete opposites. And then I just took an enclosure, glued those in, added my chain links, and you could use, if you don't have a chain, just use your rings. What are these called? Oh my God, jump rings. Just take jump rings and put together, and it'll make your own little chain. And then I've just put on a lobster clasp and called it a day. But I'm telling you, I love this guy. Now this would make man or woman's bracelet, a good man's bracelet though. So you could do either or. It's a very multi-sex, whatever. Whoever wants to wear this could wear this. But yeah, I just thought he was so stinking cute. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm going to show you the other stuff that I bought from another vendor. This other vendor I go to, every time I go to the Fair, which I can't even count how many times, at least 20 times throughout the years, at least. I always go to this same vendor, and I always spend at least a couple hundred to a few hundred to, yeah, hundreds of dollars from this guy. So he just happened to have, and every time I see him, he's got new stuff. he started off with like glass, and then he went on to like different things and stones, and just look at these. I mean, I saw these bathing beauties in a little mountain. I'm like, what? Well, you have to come home. You got to come home with me. Look at that. Just the shimmer and the sparkle. Now, goldstone is a man-made bead, I should say. But look at the faceting, and the polish on there is just exquisite. It's just stunning. Oh, that's a sparkle in itself, right? Just beautiful. Yeah, it reminds me of a bunch of little stars inside of a glass. And then they had the blue. Now, the blue could be called blue goldstone. I've seen it called several different things. Sapphire goldstone. It's all the same thing. It's all man-made, but look at that. That is like a night sky with a grip load of stars. And the shine. Look at that, the faceting and the polish. I came home after I looked at this stuff, and because I always revisit my stuff when I get it home, because I'm like, I need to play for like an hour straight and just hold them and love on them. It's just admire them. But I was like, why didn't I get like 20 of each of these? I don't know. Because every time I go, I mean, he might not even have these next time I go. Now, this next one, I have never, ever, ever seen green goldstone. In all my years, I have never, ever seen green goldstone. The very first time I ever saw the goldstone bead or pendant or whatever piece was from my mother when I was young. And I loved it so much, I was like, I can't believe one little thing has so much sparkle in it. Look at that. Look at that. And it's so funny. She's been in heaven for almost 7 years now, going on about 6.5 years. And I have that little pendant. And I'm telling you, I will treasure that for the rest of my days. But isn't that, I just thought that was just stunning. I'm really upset at myself for not buying 20 of those, though. I'm not kidding you. So I wanted to show you something that I thought was quite interesting. This is how several vendors will do their stuff. They'll either put it in a baggie, just regular baggies like this size, or bigger size or whatever, and some will put it in paper bags. It's a cheaper way to go, and then they put all their price, so that way they can write all their pricing and stuff on there too. And that's how they add everything up at the end of. They give you a little plastic basket, like from the dollar store or whatever, and they hand it to you so that you can go around the whole table and you just put all your stuff in there. And there's been times where I've had more than one basket, trust me, and you could pack those baskets with a lot of beads. And then you just give it to him and he starts adding it up. So by the time you're done, then you're ready to go. Or these were just so beautiful. And just such a beautiful neutral color. This is just agate. This is a natural color of agate. And it's so beautiful that I was like, it looks like, I'm going to try to get where the light can kind of hit it. Where it almost looks like an opalite. Yeah, I think you can see a little bit more down here. But what a perfect little color. Now this is like, see, that's a natural color. Before they dye it, put all the different, I've got another 2 strands that has different colors so you can see the difference, but good size strands, of course, 15 to 16 inches every time. Just beautiful. Now this is agate, and I always have to end up buying a multicolor of just a couple strands of a multicolor, because I have done this before. I just brought it home and I'll take it off the string and I'll sort out the beads that I want and just do all the different colors. And I'm telling you something, you guys, I have worn my bracelets that I've made multicolors like this more often than I have like just specific colors, because it goes with anything practically. It's just crazy cool. And here's another agate. Beautiful. Look at that orange. You can see some, look at that. There's some what's that? Oh, there's one with a druzy in it. That's so stunning. Where did I have that? Maybe that was another one. But anyways, it is this one. Look at the druzy in that. Isn't that something? And I'm going to tell you something. There's another one. It's got druzy inside there. oh, sometimes I'd like to just crack the rock open and find all the little beautiful drusies inside. When I go to the gem fair, I don't care if they've got a pile of like 1,000 beads of one kind. I will literally sift through and I'll scope out like, oh, that one looks good, and I will pick it up and I will go like through the whole entire strand to make sure that this is a good strand. This is the one that, because you know you're paying money, so, but this is the strand I want. You could be picky like that. Look at that. What? See, when you find little gems like this, it's like, well, yeah, not every strand's going to have all these. So I just thought this was the prettiest of the strands, so I got that one. Okay, then I've got Amazonite, rondelles, still faceted too. How awesome, right? Just beautiful. Look at that. These are ranging between 10 and 11 millimeters too. I measured these. I love Amazonite. I mean, I don't know what stone I don't like. There's maybe, you know, to be honest with you, Dalmatian's like, maybe that's the only one. But I'm telling you, it's crazy. I love almost every single one of them. This golden tiger's eye is just beautiful. I think out of all the tiger's eye, the brown one is gorgeous, and I've got a grip load of that. But the golden is like, that is light with the flashing of the cat's eye. The striation, it's what is it called? What is the name? There's a word for it. I wish I remembered, you guys. I'm sorry. I can't remember. But there's a word that defines what this is. The striation type things or whatever. The flash, I should say. But how pretty is that? And then I've got the bigger strand. This is what they call energy cut. A lot of people, for 1 year, I remember a couple years there, they started they became really popular, this cut, and they started naming it energy cut, and they just jacked up the prices so much. I was like, what? It's a different cut. I mean, it might be a different, way to, I don't know. I'm not, I don't cut these. I'm not, a lapidary person, so I'm just saying. But how gorgeous is that, right? Just beautiful. So I have loved tiger's eye since I was a teenager, and I have a shoebox, one of those plastic shoe boxes with the lids. Literally, I mean, half filled, but it's jam-packed in all the baggies and separated and stuff, and so organized. Just filled with all the different colors of the tiger's eye. Everything from fuchsia to the dark blue, the turquoise color, the red, the green, the multicolor. They even have a gray one. I mean, any color. Anytime I find a different color, I would have to get it. Look at this. Now, I want to tell you guys something, just as a little helpful hint. When you buy gemstones, I don't know. This is the first time I ever had bought one with the little seed beads in between. No, there was another other time. I'm sorry. But I usually never bought them like this. And they say it's to protect the stones. No, it's not. No, it doesn't do anything to protect the stones because they're rocks. They're stones. They're not going to cut each other by being next to each other. They won't. It's not what's going to make unless you drop them and throw them across the sidewalk or something, they'll break, But when you're just doing it like this, no. When you're stringing them, no, they won't. But I have noticed that by putting the seed beads in, I am losing 2 to 3 stones off of a strand. Just putting it out there. And I'm just saying, it looks pretty like this. It makes me want to buy it because it really does look pretty. And it also gives you an idea of like, oh, I could just make a bracelet just like that. Put whatever seed bead I want in the middle of it. No problem. But I'm just saying you don't have to put the seed beads in just to prevent them from scratching. Look at this rose quartz. And all of these, by the way, are really good quality stones that I bought from this guy, this vendor. These are grade AA. Look at this, rose quartz. I love rose quartz. I don't think I could have enough rose quartz. You know, this is the stone that promotes love. You wear this stuff and it literally will have the energy of bringing love, they say. I started looking into all that stuff, the properties and the energies and all that stuff, and I was like, boy, it took me like a good couple years to learn a lot of what the stones' names were. And I just took it upon myself to just start learning what stones were. You know, the names. I'm like, I can go somewhere and say, oh, that's that, and then that's that. That's agate, that's that's labradorite, or that's tiger's eye, or amazonite, or whatever. And I would just, you know, it just made it so much funner for me once I started being more educated about them a little bit. And then I started getting into like a little better quality and stuff, instead of like, even Michael's, believe it or not, back in the days, that I don't know now, but because I haven't been for a while, but they even had some good quality stuff there for a minute. They honestly did. I don't know now, because like I said, I haven't shopped there in a long time. Look at this amazonite, faceted, beautiful. And the shine on there is just gorgeous. I remember having 2 or 3 different times that I went into Michael's when I first started buying beads, because I didn't know about online stuff. And I spent, the very first time I spent like $1,000. I went to 3 different Michael's because they were having the sale of the century and everything was like $2. You would believe what I got. I still have the stuff to this day. No joke. But $1,000 between 3 Michael's in different cities even. But there was a couple other times where I would walk out and I'd spent $1,500 at Michael's. Yes. 5 bags full. And I remember the people, and the funny thing is, like, their registers would only go so far, and they would have to stop and start all over for a new receipt. And the people, the workers there, would be like, I've never had an order this big since I've worked here. And I'm like, well, cool, now you have. Anywho, this is fun. But I love their stuff. Look at this rhodonite. This is gorgeous. This is a 12 millimeter. Now this stuff is usually so pricey. I got such a good deal at this vendor. Well, like I said, he knows me. Every time I see him, he remembers me. And this guy is so cool. He always gives me a little extra. Like, he'll throw in like a couple strands or something of this and that as just like a thank you for keep coming back. And I'm like, I will keep coming back and keep coming back. No problem. Look at this malachite. This is one of my favorite stones also. And you know, this is one thing I've learned about malachite, as well as like a lot of other stones, but malachite is so easy to fake. So to learn the difference between fake and real, it's interesting. But you could tell by the patterns and the stripes and the designs. And sometimes you could tell when it's so fake. It just looks like if it's too good to be true, it is. But it's a beautiful stone. It really is. It's gorgeous. And this is one stone that is not as cold to the touch as a lot of, like turquoise isn't as cold to your touch. They say put it to your cheek. Put it to your face, your cheek, and you could feel the coolness. Now, all these other stones, like, you could feel the coldness in it, and it's just, that's another little tidbit you could tell the difference between real and fake is you could hold it for a minute. Like, glass will be cold at first, but then it'll kind of like dissipate a little bit and go warm, but a stone won't, because think about it, a stone has been outside. That's how it grew all its life. So it's been weathered and everything else, and it's got, so yeah, they stay cold. But yeah, that's one way. And turquoise, another way. The very first time I went to a gem fair, I got ripped off from turquoise. I thought I was buying real turquoise because I bought big old Hishi beads. And I went to another vendor and I seen real turquoise, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I asked 3 vendors. I go, is this real turquoise that I just bought? And they're like, let me show you something. Look into the hole of the bead. Sometimes take a flashlight if you need to. And if you see the same color of the stone all the way throughout, then that's a good sign. Now, if you see white and the outside of it's a turquoise color, then we got a problem. Then you know it's a dyed something. So sure enough, it was dyed. I took those strands back. I got my money back, and I was like, just be careful. Just buyer beware, just beware. Okay, look at these. Now this I got for dirt cheap, because I mean they're hefty. They are solid. And this is more for personal. I might throw a couple into something else and sell, I don't know. But it's got a lot of the striations, and there's one broken one on here, so he let me have it for a phenomenal price. So I'm like, you bet, I won't leave her by herself. She was all alone. This was the only one strand he had, and it was broke. So I was like, yes, I'm like that. I feel sorry even for the bees. I'm such a Fruit Loop. Anywho, can we just, oh my gosh, look at this Mookite. Now this has always been one of my favorite stones, just because of, look at all the colors, first of all. And for people that don't know, red jasper is in Mookite, okay? Red jasper is part of Mookite. It is in the family. It is, yeah, they're all related. Then you got the mustard colors, and you got the browns. You've even got purples, and just, you know, tans and creams, and just, that looks like fire to me. And like I said, I'll pick up every single strand. Oh, that's totally a fire bead. Look at that. I mean, they have their own character. But yeah, I could just imagine this on a necklace. You know, this is going to be hard because of the cut of the bead. But have about 5 to 10 beads, like right here in the middle. And then just graduate up with like rounds or different cuts and stuff, because I've got all different kinds of cuts. I will be showing you, but all different types of beautiful cuts and stuff of different stones also that I've accumulated throughout the years. But oh my gosh, right? So beautiful. Look at that. That's a rock, but it's a stone. It's just, I don't know, I love this stuff so much. And this, yeah, it feels like that. It is so soft. Very nice polish on there. This is gorgeous. Now, I'm going to be honest. I thought this was tiger's eye, and it might be, but it might be something else. I don't remember. You know, usually, if I'm not sure, they usually will have a sign, but a lot of times I'll have to ask too, sometimes if I don't know what it is. And then I'll get it home. There's some vendors that will actually write on your baggie what it is, and sometimes you could even ask them to, and they'll do it real quick while they're putting the price on there, which is really cool. So when you get home, you're like, what was that? Because if you're buying a lot of beads, you're like, wait a minute, or you write it yourself. I can't do it myself, because I get too, I mean, I'm like that during a bead show. I'm like a bad kid in a candy store that is like, gosh, on steroids, just not steroids, but on crack. Just as soon as I walk into the place, I start sweating, because I'm like, overload, stimuli, overload. I can't deal with it. The whole entire time I'm sweating like a pig. And I always have to take my walker, because there's nowhere to sit inside there, so I bring my walker so I could sit, because yeah, that's a journey for me. But aren't those beautiful? Look at the cut on that. The squares and the faceting is just gorgeous. I'll have to look that up. I should have looked it up before, but I apologize. So look at this itty bitty, teeny tiny 2 millimeter strand of moonstone. Now with moonstone, and this is a really good quality. This is like AA to AAA. I think it's AAA. With moonstone, you have to move the stone around to see all the flashes, to actually catch the flash, even if it's a bigger stone. It's easier with the bigger stone to see, and you got to remember, like it's harder to cut these little teeny tiny things, because it might be a chip off of a bigger piece that they've cut, but to facet these itty bitty teeny tiny pieces, and you know, if these little tiny pieces have that much flash in them, that's a good stone. That really is a good stone. But yeah, you just got to move them around and just check out the flash, because the light has to hit it a certain way. Oh gosh, There's something that fascinates me about moonstone. It's like, man, just gorgeous. So then I got 3 strands of, these things are not cheap. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I just hit the camera. All these moonstones are very, very pricey. I'm not gonna lie. And it seemed like in the last few years, everything's gone up so exponentially. It's like you would think you were buying gold in every strand nowadays. Last year was like everybody was even talking about, even wholesale, it doesn't matter. It was it was like, wow. Prices have really, really skyrocketed, you guys. At all the gem fairs and the one in Tucson, everything. Now, I've never been to that one, which one day I pray to God I can venture. Look at the flash in these, you guys. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at that rainbow one right there. Look at that one. That rainbow. Oh my gosh. Isn't that something? Now, you know, if you get this much flash in a moonstone, let me move this up a little bit. If you get this much flash in a moonstone, that's a really good grade quality. So then I got a bigger strand, these little rondelles. Look at these. Now this is like almost the all natural, because look at the markings in here. That's the stone. This is how it comes. I love it like this. Yes, I love them polished, but I'm telling you what, I love it like all natural with a little bit of shine. It's just so much more organic. I mean, I love them both. Don't get me wrong, but look at all the, like I said, you really got to move them around to see all the flash and stuff. You could just spend like 10 minutes with just one strand. I could anyway. That's me. But yeah. So speaking of flash, look at this labradorite. Now this guy had a grip load of the finest quality labradorite. The vendor I used to source from was from China, or was it China? No, he was from Hong Kong, excuse me. He's from Hong Kong. And I got the best quality stuff from him years ago, and I'm so glad I powerhoused into buying a lot of stuff when I did, because he and his wife were doing it for over 45 plus years and retired just a couple years ago. And so I got some really good, the dark stuff is so more expensive than the light color, by the way. But this is this is good quality. I've learned, like, you can buy stuff online all the time. But now I've gotten a little bit more pickier, where there's times where I'll pay a little less, for whatever, but you pay for what you get. These were expensive this time. Look at that. Look at the rainbow. I mean, hello. Look at all that. Now, it's something else when you're getting purples and yellows. Instead of just a blue in there, when you get all the different colors of the rainbow flashes, that's a AAA quality right there. That's AAA, not double. That's a AAA quality. Just stunning. And then we got a strand of mixed tourmaline. Look at this. The faceting on there. Oh my gosh. Look at that ruby. Oh, aren't those gorgeous? Look at that. I love that, like aquamarine-ish color. Look at that. This is also a top quality, top grade. Oh my gosh. They say that the clearer the stone, the more high quality it is. So when you see something crystal clear, that's AAA plus quality. That's going to be the pricey stuff. I paid a little bit less for this. I didn't get the top, because this was like, what? Yeah, but I had to grab one because I'm like, I actually came to get the tourmaline. Okay, last but not least, I think this is my favorite out of the whole entire batch of the jimmies. This is a teaser. What? Oh yes, I did. Oh yes, I did it. Look at these pearl sticks. Oh, the funny thing is he has so much new inventory, he didn't even know he had these. I asked him, I says, do you have any pearl sticks? Because I got a grip load of jars of really nice pearls that I've gotten from the gym fair. And I said, do you have any pearl sticks? And he's like, no. And I walk around the table. I saw him from the other side, actually. I walk over, I'm like, you do? You've got like a couple strands here. He's like, oh, okay. Look at the pearl color on there, though. Oh, the AB. That's when you know it's a good pearl. When you get all the rainbow colors of the AB. Aren't those? And the cool part about this, let me get a little, where's my little, I want to show you how this is drilled, because I was like, well, it's obvious. I'm sorry. Geez, Sandra. It's not a tease anymore, you can see, but it's from the side. It's from the side. This is one thing about this is one thing about pearls, and I'm not, you can ask anybody, if you find a real pearl, when you get dealing with any real pearls, they will have the tiniest. Now they do have large hole drilled into them. They'll cost you a little bit more, but they have the smallest hole. That's why it's, when you watch Chinese do professional knotting in pearls, that's fascinating. To me, I could watch that for an hour straight, which I have. And it's like, oh my God, they're so fast. They're incredible. But yeah, it's the smallest. Where's my pen? It's so small that this pen does not even fit in there. You have to use, this is why you use the silk cord. You really, really want to do it justice and use silk cord when you're stringing pearls. Don't use anything else, you guys, not with real stuff. And these were pricey. So yeah, I won't be using anything else. I don't care, tiger tail or anything else. I will use the real silk thread. So anywho, look at that. Oh gosh, a rainbow. Yeah, look at that. So this was my little bead haul from the last gym fair that I went to, and I don't want to push this too far away, but I don't want to put those on top of there either. This was my little haul. Can we put that up a little bit more? Sure. This is my little haul. This was the smallest haul I've ever gotten from the gym fair, you guys. No joke. The smallest. This was, I don't even think I spent, yeah, I only spent a few $100s this time. That's, yeah, isn't that something? But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I just had to show you what's out there in this world, because, you know, this is what I want to start doing, is showing everybody, for new buyers, for older buyers that don't know, whatever, you know, for anybody and everybody. Different places to go to buy things, the pricing, you know, like these were all decent prices, but like I said, things have gone up a lot in the last couple of years. So just expect that now. I'm so glad I invested, like I said, years ago, before the 2020 thing, because that really ruined everything on pricing and stuff. And with the tariffs and everything now, I think it just really, you know, that put a big strain on stuff. So anyway, we're not going into that. But thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you. Love you. And hope to see you in the next video. I am starting to literally start pumping these out now that I'm feeling okay to do so. So I will see you hopefully in the next video. Until then, my friends, take care and God bless. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.